Workforce planning and development is a relatively new concept for the sports industry. Workforce planning enables organisations to review their current and future staff capacity against strategic and operational goals and forms the basis for workforce development strategies such as recruitment, improved management, training and retention. While these activities have happened informally in sport, a more formal approach to workforce planning and development has been facilitated by the Australian Sports Commission and Service Skills Australia, implementing workforce projects with sporting organisations.
Netball Australia and our member organisations during our last planning cycle identified having a capable workforce as a strategic priority. From a reputational perspective, it was really great to be in a leadership position and say, we care about our workforce. We want people to come and contribute and feel like they're part of an organisation that cares about its people, because that's what we're in, a people industry.
The sporting workforce is made up of people that are in paid and unpaid roles. These people are responsible for delivering success at the elite level and to increase participation in sport, and the Australian Sports Commission supports organisations to develop their workforce.
Each sport has to have the sufficient numbers of the right people with the right mix of skills and experience to get the job done. And so the Sports Commission is helping sports to understand and to develop their workforce. The Sports Commission's role in this project was to facilitate the engagement of all netball organisations across the country and to bring on board the experience and expertise of Service Skills Australia and Workforce Development to help out. And the involvement of these two independent organisations, the Commission and Service Skills Australia, enabled the national body Netball Australia to be a participant in rather than direct the process, and this led to a much more collaborative approach amongst all parties.
Vital to the project was the resourcing to support it, and Netball Australia's appointment of a sport development manager was timely.
My role in the project was to really be the champion for the project and take a lead on behalf of Netball Australia to have someone as the central point of contact for other stakeholders is really important. Especially if they have concerns in terms of implementation within their own states or territories. It really is important to have that central person there driving the project, making sure we're meeting deadlines and making sure that we're all accountable for the work that we've said we will do.
All right, let's get faster, just pick up the pace.
Significant milestones achieved in this project included stakeholder meetings, a survey of all paid staff in all member organisations, a national competency framework called Netball Advantage, consultations nationally, and an overall strategy with key areas for action.
My project highlights was seeing the national implementation of our performance management framework, seeing that being recommended at one of the first stakeholder meetings as being something that was needed by the member organisations. For us to actually drive that as an outcome through the end of the strategy and to engage a consultant, go through the process of developing the framework and actually delivering it and seeing it work in the smallest of our member organisations right through to the national body was amazing. It was really, really valuable having both the Sports Commission and Service Skills Australia on board.
Give that long pass into the space into where they're driving.
Service Skills Australia is an independent organisation that is one of 11 industry skills councils funded by the Australian Government. Sport is one of the many industries they represent, and they focus on workforce development and skill needs for industry.
Service Skills Australia partnered with the Sports Commission to work on raising awareness of workforce development and planning across the sports industry, and this was a great opportunity for us to work with a specific sport to help them realise the benefits as well. From this project, we've learned that sport face a lot of issues with workforce development as many other industries, and what we've learned from here will hopefully help us provide support to the rest of the sports industry moving forward. For me, the project highlights was the collaboration and communication between the different netball organisations and the deeper understanding of their workforce that they got from the project.
Learning about workforce planning and development by going through the process has resulted in increased capacity for sport development staff within netball.
It was fantastic being part of the National Workforce Planning Project. It was really great to be able to work with the other sports development managers across Australia, find out what was happening in other states and collaborate together to put the project in place and move forward. Look, I think for netball it's a really big step forward for us. We're continually growing as a sport. We want to continue to increase our participation, and for that we need to have the right jobs and the right people with the right skills in those jobs. So being able to work together and being able to look what's happening in the other MOs, find out, instead of reinventing the wheel, take ideas from each other and share ideas has been a really positive thing.
We're actually looking to the future now about what could our volunteer workforce look like. How far could we extend the project and invest more in our people, because I think this sets an example that any sport industry can use, and hopefully that will help strengthen the industry overall.